All right, guys, I'm doing a different kind of video today. Normally, I do live trades and I talk about day trading and how to make quick money, but I want to do something completely different. For starters, this is Bitcoin. I'm usually talking about, futures, Dow Jones, stock market, stocks, but I want to talk about the cryptocurrency space. I want to talk about Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency space, where I think it's going, and how we should react to it and the best way to play our cards. And so I just want to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin right now. And this is not, for trading today or making money in 10 minutes or whatever. This is a long-term strategy. So when I look at crypto, I'm thinking long-term. And so, I say long-term, I'm kind of looking at what I think is going to happen over the next few months, maybe the next 6 months, and also what I think is going to happen over the next few years, even up to 10 years. So we're looking at the daily, and as you know, Bitcoin's been kind of tanking. People are freaking out a little. Everybody's getting rid of their shares. And we were up at 62,000. We came down to 35,000 pretty quickly. And we've just been hovering between 30 and 40,000. So that's kind of this consolidation spot right here. Looks like the top is just over 40,000. And the very, very, very bottom of this wick right here is 29.9, so basically 30,000. We have just been bouncing between 30 and 40,000, just completely consolidating. But this, to me, looks very bearish for a lot of reasons. I've got in the green line right here, that's the 50-day moving average, and the red line is the 200-day moving average. This is the daily chart, so each candle represents one day. And you can see that the 50-day is just about to cross below the 200-day. We're looking at, in the next couple of days, that's going to happen unless there's a miracle. And if that happens, if you know anything about technical analysis, you know that's a death cross. And that is the indication that we're going to see farther moves down. And it also is an indication that we're entering a bear market officially. There's two check boxes you want to see to know that we're in a bear market. One, we need price below the 200 and below the 50-day, and then you need the 50-day below the 200-day. So once this crosses below it, we are officially entering a bear market, which means in the stock market, bear markets are 6 months to a year, and bull markets on average are about 4 years. But the crypto market's a little different. It's a lot more volatile, and things move a lot faster. So we've seen bear markets run for up to a year, maybe a little over, but sometimes they're really short-lived. So the crypto market, it's a little more unpredictable. It's a little more sporadic. So it might not be that bad of a thing, but the reality is, and there's nothing definite, this could be the bottom. We could turn around and start going up tomorrow. You never know. Anything can happen in the stock market or the crypto market, but we're looking at percentages, we're looking at odds, and based on what we're seeing in the charts, there's a very high probability that we are going to see a continuation of this downward movement. And I know it's not the news everybody wants to hear, but it's just the reality. We have to be real with ourselves, and that's what it looks like. It looks like we've been holding this 200-day average as resistance too. We came up, almost touched it, came back down, came up, got close, came back down, came up, touched it, came back down. So it's been holding this pretty strong resistance, which is not ideal. And then now with this death cross coming, it won't be an immediate drop, but it will indicate that over time we're going to see a continuation down, probably. The other thing we have is on the stochastics RSI. This is momentum, and you can see we've just got some really strong momentum downward. So you never know. These things can turn around in the middle. You see it did right here, but a lot of times this is pulling the market down. This is, if there's buyers coming in, our momentum's going down, and until that turns around, you can expect it to probably come off a little farther. So it's the reality. I know it's not what people want to hear. You don't look at these videos to hear negative news or that it's going down, but we're not here to tell you. We're not here to just tell you what you want to hear. We're here to be perfectly honest with the situation. And then I think I gotta get out of here. I want to look at the weekly. The weekly is not as bad. It's not, great, but at least let me pull it up really quick. So on the weekly chart, which candle represents a week, we're holding a really strong support on the 50 week. So that's good. We are nowhere near any sort of death cross on the weekly. That's great. We even have momentum on the stochastic RSI starting to go up. All these are positive for now, but with the daily charts the way they look, I'm not super optimistic about that. And then we can also check the 4 hours. I like to check 3. I like to see 4 hours daily and weekly when we're looking at longer term investing. And again, the 4 hour, we got a little bit of momentum up. It's starting to turn a little bit, but we do have price action down below the 50-day, and the 50-day has crossed below the 50 candle has crossed below the 200 candle moving average a long time ago. So not ideal. So we've got bad news and good news. This is the bad news. And if you bought Bitcoin at 60,000, you've bought Bitcoin at 50,000, it doesn't mean sell. It doesn't mean freak out and panic. It doesn't mean it's going to zero. In fact, this is actually a terrible time to sell. It's the opposite of what you want to do. You know, if it's, most people know the goal is to buy low and sell high. So if you bought high, for now, you know, it's all relative, but you bought high, don't sell low. You know, you're going to have to just wait it out. Unless you're a swing trader, in which you can just take the loss and move on. But if you're a long-term investor, and this isn't financial advice, this is what I would do. But if you're a long-term investor, I would highly recommend just holding on and waiting. Don't freak out. We're okay in the grand scheme of things. So, anyways, that's the bad news. And I keep it simple. You know, we don't have a whole bunch of indicators. I don't go over the top with analysis. I think you can easily find yourself in analysis paralysis if you do that. I just like to keep it simple. Look at a few indicators and mostly look at candles and price action. And that's kind of the story we're being told right now, is that this is probably going to continue down. Now, that's the bad news. Here's the good news. The good news is bear markets are the best time to buy. They are the best financial opportunities that we have. And I'm not saying go in and put all your money in Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that right now, because you're probably going to lose a lot of money if you do that. I'm saying be strategic about it. And you want a dollar cost average. If you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, it's where you set aside an amount of money you want to invest once a month, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. You pick the time frame and just put that money into a coin. I highly recommend doing coins that are more established, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. If you want to play the risky game and go for some of the altcoins that, you know, shoot up 1,000%, but also might go to zero, you can do that too. I don't recommend doing it. I don't do that. But I do recommend, while everybody is fearful, and also I want to bring that up too. That's my next point. Here's the fear and greed index. We're in extreme fear. That means people are fearful. They think Bitcoin is going down. And that's also good news too. And although I do think it's going to go down a little bit lower, Warren Buffett says you want to be greedy when everybody else is fearful, and you want to be fearful when everybody else is greedy. So when we see the fear and greed index where everybody thinks Bitcoin's going to the moon, it's going to $250,000, it's going to $1 million, that is a bad indication. That means that we're probably about to see it drop. When you see everybody saying it's going to zero, it's done, it's garbage, we should have never bought, this Bitcoin is a scam, that's exactly when you want to buy. And you want to do that with stocks in general. So anyways, I love seeing that on the fear and greed, and that's why I see this bear market and this decline is a perfect buying opportunity. I'm not going to be putting any money in right this second, but I probably will. I'll wait for the death cross to happen, and I want to see how it reacts, and I will probably start buying Bitcoin. And I own none, by the way. I don't have any crypto at all. I think I put $100 in Doge just for fun, but I'm not invested, and I didn't invest probably throughout this whole run. I've been waiting it out because I don't like to invest when we're hitting all-time highs or when we're in a parabolic trend, because as fast as it goes up, I know, because I've seen it happen over and over again, it can come down just as fast. So I have not invested, and I wish I had. I had a Bitcoin, back when it was around $8,000. I wish I had held, but I didn't. And so I'm not invested, but I was waiting for this drop. And it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of patience. But we knew it was going to happen because that's how Bitcoin works. I've been watching it for about 6 years, and we see these parabolic moves up. I watched it go from $3,000 to $20,000, and then all the way down to $1,700. And that happened within the course of like a year. I mean, that's extreme volatility. I don't know if we'll see it that volatile this time, but that's extreme volatility. But that's also great opportunity. And so when it came all the way back down to $1,700, I was listening to all the fear that was spread through YouTube. I was listening to people on Bloomberg just said it's a scam. Everybody, all my friends made fun of me for even looking at it. Anybody I talked to, if I told them like Bitcoin, they laughed and would get really smug. And my gut told me I should buy. There's a part of me that said, this is a great technology. This is going to be the future of currency. At some point, we know we're in the infant stages of Bitcoin and crypto. This is a great time to buy, but I didn't because I let those people get to me. And so instead of buying, and I could have probably bought, when it was around $2,000, I could have bought 5 or 6 at that time. I probably could have bought 5 or 6 Bitcoins. You do the math. That was 3 years ago. Do the math. 5 or 6 Bitcoins. We got up to $62,000. So yeah, I'm kicking myself, but I learned a very, very valuable lesson. And I've learned that lesson over and over again. So I'm not even that upset about it. The opportunities, we waste opportunities every single day. It's okay. You can't regret it. But what you can do is you can learn. And that's why I'm making this video, because I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. When we see a bear market, that is not the time to get scared. That is not the time to start selling and run away and think that Bitcoin is a scam. It is the time to start accumulating it. And you need to do it over time because it's going to probably go down for a while. I don't imagine it's going to start going up in the next 3 months or 6 months, maybe in the next 6 months, but probably not in the next 3 months. Again, we're going off probability. I could be wrong, but that's what I predict. And even if it does start going up, same strategy applies. We're low. Start once a month, put a little bit of money in. If you don't have a whole lot of money to put in right now, maybe save a little. Don't go out to eat one night a week. Don't go out to the bars. I know that a lot of people will go out and spend $100, $200 on a bar tab a couple of times a month on the weekends. Resist. Either don't drink or buy your drinks at home. Use that entertainment money, save it, and what's the worst that can happen? If you spent it on booze, was that really that great? If you don't spend it on booze and you put it in crypto, there's potential. You could there's no telling. The last bull run was 60,000. The bull run before that was 20,000. What's the next bull run going to look like? Is it going to be 150? Is it going to be 200? I don't have a number. I definitely don't know, but nothing surprises me at this point. In November of 2020, Bitcoin was under 10,000. It might have maybe October, maybe a little earlier than that, but still less than a year ago, we were under $10,000, and we had not been over $10,000 in a very long time. And in 7 or 8 months later, or not even that, I think 6 months later, we're pushing $50,000, $60,000. That's incredible. And that will likely happen again. So right now, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but for me, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to load up on crypto while we're going down. And I wish I'd done that in the past, and I wish I'd done it with stocks. It's definitely opportunities I've missed, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. So that's the first part of this video. The other thing that I found, and I've done a lot of research on it, and I was a little skeptical at first, but I found a company called BlockFi. You probably heard of them. They're an app, and they pay you a interest on Bitcoin that you own. And basically what they do is they loan out your Bitcoin or whatever. It could be Bitcoin, Ethereum, it could be Tether. They loan it out, and then they pay you interest because they collect interest on who they loan it to, and they give you some of that interest. So the catch is you have to hold it for long term. And this is not for someone who wants to swing trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is not for day traders. This is for people who believe in the future of it and want to really make some money down the road. I'm talking 5-10 years down the road, who really want to build wealth and spend the time to actually do that. And so what they do is they pay up to 10% interest per year on your coins. I think Bitcoin's around 5%, Ethereum and Litecoin are both around 5%. That's probably what I would do. I know there's some that are more, but I like those coins. Ethereum's my favorite coin. That's 5% on top of the growth of Ethereum. So if Ethereum does nothing, if it just stays where it is, if it doesn't move at all, which, let's be realistic, over time, do you really think Ethereum is just going to stay where it is or go down a little? I mean, it may go down a little in the short term, but do you really think in the next 5 years Ethereum's going to be at, I think it's at $2,200? Do you think it's going to be less than $2,200? Because I don't. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be in 5 years, 10 years. I think Ethereum is going to be, I'm definitely not going to put a number out there, but it's going to be up there. I mean, I think a lot of experts would agree that Ethereum is probably going to be up there. And so you're getting 5%. And so let's say you have $1,000 in Ethereum and you get 5% on your $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever. But we'll just stick with 1,000 because it's easier for numbers. Let's say you have 5% on your $1,000 of Ethereum. So that's $50. They pay it out monthly, by the way. So you'd get increment each month. You would get 1/12 of your $50. But that $50 in that year, it's compounded. So now you don't just have $50, you have $50 worth of Ethereum. So if you got $50 worth of Ethereum and Ethereum doubled in price, and that is not uncommon. That is not uncommon in the crypto world for Ethereum to double in price in the course of a year. It doubles in price. Well, now that's $100 and you're getting 5% on that $100. And that's on top of the 1,000 you already invested, which would now be 2,000. And that's how compounding interest works. It goes fast. I mean, it grows at a really exponential rate. So it starts small, but as it starts to build, it just accumulates and grows really, really, really quickly. Albert Einstein said compounding interest is the seventh wonder of the world. And so, you got to take advantage of it. That's how you build real wealth. Now, I'm saying all this, there is absolutely risk involved. There's risk involved with any investment you make. Cryptocurrency, I could be completely wrong about cryptocurrency and it could just bomb. I could be wrong about BlockFi. I've done some research. I trust it. I could be wrong about them. They could collapse. They could not be able to give you your money. I don't know. I can't say for certain. Now, I'm very confident that it's legit. I'm very confident in the future of crypto. But I could be wrong. There's no telling, but I'm very confident for me. And so this is a way that I want to accumulate wealth. And I think that we're very lucky to have this opportunity with crypto in the early stages that it's in, and companies coming out and being able to offer 5% interest. And a lot of people don't understand how huge that is. Real estate on average gives you 10% growth each year. And people invest in real estate. I mean, some of the wealthiest people in the world, I think 90% of all millionaires did it through real estate. And that's because they grew their capital by 10% a year. You're getting 5% on top of the growth of the currency. So you're getting 5% in addition to the hundreds or potential thousands of percent that it could grow over the next 5 to 10 years. So the potential is endless. I mean, again, it's a big risk, but what are you losing? Are you losing money that you were going to go to the bar? Are you losing money that you were going to spend eating out? What are you really losing? And so that's kind of what I ask myself. I think, I don't mind if I don't go out and spend $100, 2 different weekends at the bar and, this month, and I put that $200 or $300 or however much you want into this. Well, if I lose it, I was about to just spend it and it was going to be gone anyways. So I'm okay with that. But the potential, you might lose the 300, but the potential that it has, if you do that every single month and you're gaining 5% interest and it's accumulating and building, and then Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you're investing in is also growing, it could be life-changing. Down the road, I'm talking, it won't be life-changing tomorrow. This is not a way to get rich quick. This is not an overnight. It's going to take a lot of discipline because you're going to see dips. There's a lot of volatility. But down the road, it could be life-changing. So I'm really excited. I believe that people who get involved in this now are going to be just like the people who got involved in Wall Street in the 1920s and back when it was in its early stages. And those people became mega wealthy for their time. And I think that we have that same opportunity now. And if you're not careful, you could miss it, or you could do it wrong. And it's easy to buy high and sell low. We have a lot of emotions behind what we're doing. And so that's why I like to day trade too, but that's a separate thing. Day trading is a way to have a little extra income. Investing is a way to actually accumulate and grow wealth. And so I've definitely played it wrong in the past. I've done a lot of things right, but I've done a lot of things wrong, and I've learned every single time. And at this point, I know what works, I know what doesn't work. And the key is when you see bear markets, it is an opportunity to save money, live a little cheaper than you would normally live a little thriftier. Take that extra money and invest it and let your money work for you. And if you use something like BlockFi, then you're going to get 5% interest on top of that. I mean, that's an incredible opportunity. So anyways, I just I'm putting this out there because I wished I had seen a video like this the first time around, because all I was seeing when Bitcoin and the crypto space was going down was, don't invest in that. You're going to lose everything. It's a scam. It's dumb. It's a joke. This is not smart. And so I let that get the best of me. And I wish somebody had made a video or somebody come along and said, ignore all the noise and start investing when you see that we're in a bear market. It paid off for me really well when I did that with the stock market in March of 2020 when we saw the crash in the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. I put every single dime I had in the stock market. I was eating beans at my house for meals because I was trying to save money to invest. And it paid off really well, because usually when the stock market rises a certain amount, the biggest, it makes, there's only about, I can't remember exactly what it is, but I want to say 6 or 15 days where most of the gains are made. I think it's 80% of the gains are made in a very short amount of time. And if you don't own during those days, you miss the move. And so I didn't know that. I was waiting for the move and then trying to get in, thinking I was going to catch more. We all do that sometimes. And what I should have been doing was buying while we're in a bear market, and then you guarantee that you're going to hit the moves. So hopefully, this is, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I hope you are too. And if you want to help me out and also help yourself out, I do have a link to my BlockFi. It's a referral link. If you click the link, you get $10 of Bitcoin in your account when you deposit $100. I get $10 of Bitcoin in my account for referring you. But I have that in my bio below. So I'd really appreciate it if you use my link. If you like the video, please like. If you want to see more, subscribe. But thank you for watching. I'm really, really excited. I really hope this opportunity works for you and for me. And one more point before I leave, that reminds me, because I think that there's this mindset that, because it kind of sounds like what I'm going with that there's everybody is going to win in the space. And I think a lot of people who are investing have that thought, like, oh, we're all going to win together. The reality of it is that's not true. 90% of people are going to lose their money. Maybe I think it's 90 or 95%. 5 to 10% people are going to make a lot of money. They're going to make a whole bunch of money. And 90% of people are selling all their cryptos when they see the market crashing. They're selling Bitcoin. They're selling Ethereum during bear markets. 5 to 10% of people, and they call these people the smart money, or the strong hands, some of the names that are thrown around when people buy it when it's low. That's the 5%. That's the people doing the opposite of the crowd, doing the opposite of what the 90% are doing. We're buying right now, and we're saving, and we're growing our Bitcoin and Ethereum and Chainlink and Litecoin and whatever else you want to buy. Do your own due diligence. I'm not recommending coins. You do your research, but they're buying these coins while everybody else is terrified and scared selling. And we're waiting. We're having discipline. We're standing, it may keep going down a little and we'll lose some money, but we're just going to wait it out. You don't lose anything until you sell. And then when it rips and when we go on the next bear run, and we're also accumulating that potential 5% interest, and we're hitting all-time highs, and it's going up, and we're hitting the Bitcoin's hitting 6 figures, and everybody thinks it's going to $1 million, and we've made a lot, and everybody's getting in, the 90% are getting in, we're selling. We're taking our profits. And again, I'm thinking way down the road, 3 to 5 years minimum, maybe 10 years. But when we're seeing Bitcoin really be adopted by the masses and really have some value, we're selling. Or maybe Bitcoin's a new currency, who knows? But we bought at the right time. We're not going to be the 90% and everybody else who waits until it's gone up. It's been going up for 6 months and it looks like it's unstoppable and everybody's talking about it. That's not when we're buying. We're buying when everybody's fearful. And again, I'm going to pull this up one more time. The fear and greed index, extreme fear right now. We've been fear and extreme fear all week. That means people think Bitcoin is done. People are selling. People don't like Bitcoin anymore. We're going to be the 5% that's buying, and we're going to do this a smart way. I'm using BlockFi. I mean, use whatever you want, but I'm using BlockFi because that's an additional free 5%. I'm going to hold anyways. It's an additional 5%. I'm going to get back on top of the growth of Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever I buy. I'll probably diversify and buy 4 or 5 different coins. So again, the link for BlockFi is in my bio. I'd really appreciate it if you use that link. And I hope you like this video. I hope it helps. And I hope that you join me in being this 5% that does really well in the crypto space, in the investing space. Let's not let this opportunity pass us by. I've let too many other opportunities pass me by. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose ever, but save some money. Let's do this together. So anyways, guys, until next time, I'll see you.